Hi again, Westfield Weather Club. Miss Lonnie here, and we are preparing for what says week 5 or unit 5, and we're continuing on our learning about rain and clouds. So the last video we made a rain gauge, and since then I have not had the chance. I'm making my video on the same day, so I haven't had the chance to update any of my charts. So I still have all the same amount of stickers, and I have not filled in anything on my rain gauge yet, but hopefully I will for next week. I'm also going to share with you our book, and it talks a little bit about rain and different words we use to describe the rain. So rain comes down in different ways. We have a drizzle. A drizzle is when raindrops are very small. We have a shower. A shower is a brief rainfall. A normal rain lasts longer. So a shower might only last a few minutes, whereas when it's just raining, it might last for a couple hours or even all day. And then we have a rainstorm. A rainstorm is when there are strong winds and lots of rain. And a lot of times with a rainstorm, we also get thunder and lightning. And rain can cause floods as well. So if we get too much rain too fast, our rivers and things can't handle all of the rain, so they come up over their banks. We had that happen earlier this year. Right in the spring, we had a lot of rain, and if you remember, some of you might have had a hard time getting to school because the roads were all flooded, and so we couldn't get to school very well. But we got there. So this week we are going to actually make it rain in a jar. So what you're going to need is your jar. You're going to need shaving cream, and you're also going to need your food coloring, as well as some water. And I have my water right here, but you can always pause the video to go put water in your jar when it's time. What we learned about last week is that in the water cycle is that the rain, the water from the earth evaporates, and then it condensates in the clouds. And as it condensates and it builds up in the clouds get heavy, and then they rain down. So we are going to see how much it takes for a cloud to get heavy enough before it rains into our jar. So the first thing we do is you've got your jar, and you're going to fill it up close to the top with water, about maybe a little over 3/4 of the jar. And then we are going to add our shaving cream. And when I tried this before, I found if I put too much shaving cream, if I made my cloud too big, the rain was really difficult to go through. So we're just going to do a small cloud on top of our water, like so. And I'm going to tilt my camera down so you can see it. So now you have your cloud. And this, your food coloring, is going to represent the condensation inside of your cloud. So it doesn't matter what color food coloring you have. They should all work. I have blue. And the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to drop a few drops. Oops, the top of my food coloring came off. Pull that off my cloud. You're just going to drop a few drops onto your cloud. And then you're just going to let it set, and you're going to watch it and see if it starts to melt down into your cloud. Depending on how thick your cloud is, this may take more time. If you'd like to count the drops, you may. As they start to soak in, you can see if they're starting to come through. I don't see any coming out of my cloud yet when I look under. Let's add a few more and see if we can get it to rain down in that jar. All right, we'll let those soak in for a minute. So your shaving cream is like your cloud, and it's going to be able to hold quite a bit of condensation before it creates raindrops and it starts raining down into your jar. So I'm just going to look underneath. I don't see anything coming through yet. I still don't see any coming through yet, and I've put quite a bit of drops in mine. So it's really going to take quite a lot. Let's add some more and see what happens. I think it's starting to work its way into the cloud. Those clouds are pretty strong. They can hold a lot of water. Let's add a little more. I wonder what it's going to look like once it goes through the cloud and into the water. I don't see it coming through yet. Oop, there it goes. Mine has started raining into the jar. Really neat. I think I've still only got one spot that it's raining though. If I hold it up and look underneath, yep, I've got one spot where it's come through. And now it's raining into my jar. And so I have made it rain in a jar. And that is how condensation builds in clouds and then it releases that rain. This was a really fun project. If you would like to put your barometer back together, I had taken mine apart, so I had my jar. You can put your barometer back together, or you can experiment with making it rain in a jar a few more times. Have fun, and make sure that I've still got my rain gauge here. Make sure that you check your rain gauge throughout the week too. Let's hope that it rains a little bit so we can get some. Bye guys.